of operation are June 6th through June 10th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and June 11th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Now, that should give opportunity to everybody who's going to pick up their family packages. If you are unable to pick up your family packages during any of these times, please let me know sooner rather than later. Somebody just asked if this will be in an email. Yes, I will send it out in an email. A lot of people had questions about family nights. So there are two different types of family nights that I'm talking about. So the one family night is if you purchased a $95 ticket with the family package before it sold out. That family night is at Animal Kingdom. That is going to be the Thursday that we are there. I got some information on it. So it's going to be a mix between the open park and us from 4 to 6 p.m. The private event starts at 6 p.m. and it goes until 10 p.m. Parking after 4 p.m. is complimentary. So if you show up before 4 p.m., you will be paying for parking on your own. Food prior to 6 p.m. will also cost money, but anything after 6 p.m. will be free and provided by Disney. So this kind of, I don't know who's ever been to Disney and who hasn't, this kind of acts like a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party or a Very Merry Christmas party. It's a private event just for Special Olympics delegations and their family members that have bought tickets. Now, if you bought a ticket at $95, that means you have a family night ticket. If you bought it at $55, you do not have a family night ticket. You only have a ticket to opening ceremonies. Family night tickets are no longer available, unfortunately. They did sell out back in March, I want to say. So for those who weren't able to get it, and also for those who were, we are offering a happy hour. That is what I sent an email about earlier this week. So the happy hour is open to all family members. It's family members only. No athletes will be there. This is going to be either Monday or Tuesday. We're undecided yet on the day, but once I get confirmation, I will share that with everybody. So at the family night, it's just going to be like a cocktail event. It'll be cash bar, and we're going to be offering like appetizers. Stacey Hangsterman, our CEO, thought of this great idea because she wanted to celebrate all of you guys, and she thought it would be a nice way to get to know some of the families that she hasn't met yet. So that's super exciting. Other updates, I'm just trying to check my notes, sorry. Okay, so opening ceremonies tickets. I have been getting a lot of questions about the opening ceremonies tickets. If you have not received an email yet through USA Games, please let me know. I know many people have received a link to access their tickets. Just as a reminder, you will not be able to get into opening ceremonies if your ticket is paper. Everything must be electronic. They still have not confirmed how you will be receiving your family night ticket, but that will also be some form of an electronic ticket. I think that might be it. Stacey, am I forgetting anything with like recent updates?
No, I was just going to elaborate on the opening ceremonies for just a moment longer. So we are using a venue that is a soccer stadium, football soccer stadium, and we have to follow the rules of the venue. So that is why we cannot do the paper. It's not like you can just print off. You have to have it on your mobile phone. So just be prepared for that. They are telling people, if you need help with technology, talk to your coaches or HODs. We can try to certainly walk you through this process, but they are telling people you'll be turned away if you don't have it on your phone. They cannot stress this enough because that is how the stadium operates. One other rule is that there's no bags allowed inside the stadium. So if you have those clear bags, that's what I would suggest. I just went on to Amazon and for about, $14, just picked up a couple clear backpacks for our medical team. just to have some stuff with them. So I would definitely look into the stadium, just Google it, and make sure that you understand the venue of where you're going. Because a lot of this stuff is, yes, USA Games has prepared this, but we are being invited to somebody who's hosting us at their venue. So we have to understand those rules and regulations. So these aren't just goofy things, goofy Disney, that we've come up with, or they're trying to just, make it more difficult. If anything, we're just trying to make it easier so you guys have a good understanding of what you're getting into by the time you get there. So all right, is that all, Miss Disney?
I think so. So somebody did ask to clarify the difference between 4 to 6 and 6 to 10. From 4 to 6, that's when athletes are going to begin to arrive, but the park is still open to the public. So it is not a closed off event yet. 6 to 10 is when it will be a closed off event just to Special Olympics.
And no, we do not know the exact time of our arrival. Every time the delegations need to go somewhere as a group, family night or otherwise, you need to imagine 6,000 people being loaded onto buses, because that's what's happening. So for our opening ceremonies, we could very well be getting onto our buses by 6 a.m. because in order to load, get everyone there and unload, it is a mass of this infrastructure of detail. So when you're thinking of why and how we don't know these schedules and our arrivals, it's because we're part of Team New York, but we're part of USA. And so imagine the movement of that many coach buses, that movement of people, that movement of folks. So that's why at this point, we're hesitant to tell you, oh yeah, we'll be there by 5:45. See you at the front gate. Like it doesn't, that's not really the world we're going to be working in. What's going to be more reality is that maybe you're, athletes and coaches are on the buses and you're texting me like, hey, you guys on the bus? And I'm like, yeah, we're on the bus. Looks like we'll be there in about an hour, so you can connect that way for sure. But these types of schedules are not going to be something that's going to be readily available for us to be able to communicate to you guys. And that's why they're giving that big chunk of time. They're saying delegation is going to arrive within 2 hours. Somewhere in that mix, New York will be. So by 6 o'clock, we'll all be able to be on site is the goal.
Yes, and just a reminder, so the package differences, if you purchase a $95 package, that gets you a ticket to family night at Animal Kingdom. It gets you a ticket to opening ceremonies. It gets you a access to the shuttle bus for opening ceremonies. You get the lanyard and the credential, and you'll be a part of the Show Your Badge program, which is discounts offered by Disney. I don't know the exact discounts and where they'll be just yet, but that's what that is. If you bought the $55 ticket, you get everything except a family night ticket and shuttle transportation for opening ceremonies. I know I've been getting a lot of questions about that. I know there's been some confusion on the difference between the $95 ticket and the $55 ticket. So I just wanted to clarify that. And then I was getting I was getting emails about athletes' schedules on when they're going to the parks. It's all subject to change. So I can't confirm to you that just because it says volleyball is going to Magic Kingdom on Thursday, that they're actually going to be going on Thursday. So I can't tell you to buy, a ticket to Magic Kingdom that day and that you're going to see your athlete, because just as a reminder, there are no athlete releases allowed. Unfortunately, we're operating in a bubble, and this is also an experience for your athletes to bond with athletes across the state, bond with their coaches, and have just a phenomenal experience as part of Special Olympics. I know that's also been questions too on that. So yeah, I think I'm done now.
I did see some questions about athletes and partners needing to get into opening ceremonies. You guys will be on the buses Anybody that's part of the delegation, that's, for instance, Jacob with, athlete leadership, or Wiley, or any of the groups that we have as part of our delegation are all covered. So partners, you guys are all set. You don't need to worry about that. Same thing with athletes. That comes with it. So just kind of scanning through the chat here. And then Alexis will be sure to make sure.
You don't need tickets to watch your athlete compete. All venues are free to attend.
Yep.
We also have not released the forms for after closing ceremonies to take your athlete. We have not sent those out yet.
I'm still waiting to get those from the official local organizing committee. Once I can get that in our hands, then I can get that out to you guys. All right.
I'm not sure on rides for Animal Kingdom. I want to assume yes, but don't take my word on that yet. I have a meeting tomorrow with all the family coordinators, so I will get more information on that.
Yeah, the assumption is that we should be able to enjoy the park as if we were guests who bought a ticket. Disney's really wanting to go all out and be able to host, and so I'd be surprised if they're like, "Hey, welcome, don't go on anything." So, but we'll see tomorrow, just like Alexis said. So, the overall thought is that we should be able to do everything, but we'll see.
Somebody asked, can you explain about families not being able to interact with our athlete, not being able to take them out? Also, can you elaborate? Does this mean the athletes also won't be able to go to Disney with volunteers, or are the 2 days at Disney still part of each athlete's plan? So when the athletes go to Magic Kingdom, they will be traveling with their team and their sport. So they'll be going with their coach, their support staff, and the rest of their sport. And with the family night, they will be released to their families during that time frame. But outside of that, you will not be allowed to sign them out. So you won't be able to take them from a competition and be like, oh, I want to take them to dinner tonight. They're going to be spending all of their time with their team, with their coaches, with their support staff.
So your interaction, although we're saying you can't do this, what you can do is you can be there at the competition sites. You can be there to, be with them. I mean, you can't get crazy on the sidelines right there with them, but you will be able to interact with them throughout the week. The only thing that they're telling us is that you may not just come to the hotel and pick them up for dinner that night. Everything else will be access for you guys. So being able to watch, being able to meet up with them after the competition. This is all going to be dependent on you guys connecting with them. Just feel like, hey, we're here, we're up in stands, we're watching you. If you're texting with them or otherwise. I would say the majority of our athletes, I think there were about maybe 20 that didn't have an email address, all have connections with cell phones or otherwise. If you're worried about that, please let us know. I'm not going to give you the coach's cell phone number to be coaching, to be texting the coaches and things like that, but we can certainly try to set something up. But that interaction will still be there. It's just not going to be, you can take them off site. You can take them to go over to Healthy Athletes. You can't get into some of those areas that are athlete only areas. And that's what we're trying to just kind of lay out the groundwork beforehand, so you guys have an understanding of that. And at family night, more than welcome. It's to the coach's discretion of we might not be staying until 10 p.m. The coaches might be like, we got a big morning and we got to get up early. When everybody needs to be back together by their teams by 8:30, 9 o'clock or whatever. But everything is at the coach's discretion, myself and our 2 other HODs that we have on here, and Alexis as well. So, and everything, keep in mind, everything is built off of the basis of providing the best experience and the safest experience for athletes and partners that are on site doing this. We want to make sure they're getting their rest. We want to make sure that we're being able to carry out those schedules It is going to be a tight day. You guys remember from the very beginning of this, like criteria, the crazy criteria that you all had agreed to, that said, yes, I understand. And this is why we put it out there so much, because we want you to understand that this is a long day and we want to make sure they're getting the rest. We also want to make sure that you guys can see them. But again, from the beginning, we've said, don't make this part your family vacation. Make your family vacation after this. Definitely. You can take them after closing ceremonies. Enjoy it, you know. But not to perseverate on this, but too much longer, because we do have a lot of other topics to go through today. I did see something about if they don't go, can you see on ESPN? We're being told that most of the competitions are going to be shown on ESPN, what that schedule is, what that looks like. I just cannot speak to that yet. We have not received any of the media information. We just know that ESPN is one of our partners and has gladly signed on to have opening and at least closing and some other things on there as well. Pardon me. All right. Let's see. So, sorry, I'm just checking something real quick here.
The dates and times that I gave out for the pickups for your family packages, I will email that out tomorrow along with a link to this recording. So if you miss it, don't worry about it. It will be in an email.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, we will have pins to trade. Let's see. Community opening ceremonies we covered. All right. And Scott, I'll talk about the bus thing in a moment. One email, uniforms said no additions. Okay. Yes, you may bring actually I'll go over that in a moment. And no families at closing ceremonies. That's just for the athletes and coaches and delegation members. And thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. So we will circle back to some more at the end, but I want to keep moving forward here with our agenda just to make sure that we can get everything in. I am recording this. I will email it out. So if you need to just listen to it again or be able to share it with other family members who are registered, you can feel free to do that as well. So I just want to look real quick here. All right. So this week you guys had, or last week you guys had received your packing list. Here's the packing list. This nice little, very detailed packing list. This is my pride and joy, I must say. We learned the hard way in Jersey of not providing a detailed one enough. So we wanted to make sure that we did that. Seattle, we learned a little bit more. And I don't know, guys, I feel like we've really done a perfection. We'll see. So this is what I need you guys to understand. You will send your athlete to Albany, and I'll get to those details in a moment, with one suitcase and a light bag with whatever they need to travel for the ride. And I say a light bag because we don't want a whole side duffel coming with a whole bunch of stuff in it. When they arrive, this is what's going to happen. They're going to have some greeters at the bus. They're going to be getting off of the buses. They're going to go straight to check-in. They're going to be getting their room keys with their coaches. They'll be greeted by a whole bunch of volunteers and some hoopla. They will be talking to the nurses to make sure that the nurses fully understand all their meds. You have meds, you don't have meds, you do that. A lot of this information is coming into us. We have 3 nurses that are diligently working on learning and making sure that they can support properly any of the athletes that need any kind of special med attention. They'll be coming up with a plan for that. They're going to review everything. Please, please, please do not send your athletes with the medicine in a pill container other than the original piece. We cannot accept that, and they might have to wait, or we have to try to get it filled at another pharmacy, but it will not be accepted if it is in a Ziploc bag or a counted out pill container. We had one family that was a little nervous about that. They reached out to me. They explained the situation. They were able to talk to Kelly, our head nurse, and they came up with a plan. So if you are worried about that at all or have any questions, please help us help you work through it beforehand, because we really need all of the original containers. And I know some have more than others, and that's okay. We can figure it out. but we need to do it beforehand. So when you show up, you can't just have a bag of pills and kind of hoping for the best. So please understand that. That is extremely important, that does get done properly. After they check in, they're going to be given their bags. They're going to be given a backpack and a duffel bag. Now, the duffel bag is going to have in it all of the swag wear that we call. That's their Team New York stuff that they're going to have. It will also have their uniforms in there. So that bag's going to be pretty packed. And that's why we don't need you guys bringing more than necessarily than that's on this list. Then they're going to go upstairs, they're going to get checked into their rooms. The coaches and support staff are then going to help them reorganize their bags. That day, I actually have a nifty little backpack sheet of, they'll get on arrival, of everything that needs to go into their new backpack. So their suitcase, their backpack, and their duffel bag will get repacked at that point. We are being told to bring everything that you'll need within a 24-hour time period on your carry-on, which is the duffel. So the backpack, they can put their magazines or whatever else they want for the flight. An empty water bottle would be superb. No water coming in through TSA. They're going to have their opening ceremonies wear, and the coaches and AS staff are going to help them get all of their bags arranged. Once that's done and they have everything for the evening and they have everything for their 24 hours properly packed, their suitcase will go back downstairs to be weighed. Each bag needs to be weighed at 40 pounds when it comes in on arrival. I'm not kidding. They will get so much good stuff. They're going to get stuff must. They're going to get stuff from Disney. They're going to get stuff from the USA Games. It's stuff galore. And we want to make sure that nobody's suitcase gets left behind. This is not just a cost efficiency for overweight. This is, if it's not 50 pounds, it will be left behind in Florida. No, we do not want that. We know exactly what needs to go. That's what's on the packing list. And so if you guys follow this packing list, don't bring any dresses, don't bring any suits. You'll never have an opportunity to wear them. We're all going to be wearing the same stuff throughout the whole week. So one suitcase per person, and then you'll get your duffel bag and your backpack on site, which will get repacked, and then everything will get weighed, and then we'll bring all of the suitcases over to the airport when we do that. And then on the flight, each athlete will have their backpack and their carry-on to be able to carry with them. Right now, I've already had discussions with the general managers of both American Airlines and Southwest and the TSA agents over at Albany Airport. They're very excited to be hosting us. They know it's an early morning, but to my surprise, when we get there at 4, it's going to be one of the busiest times. So they're planning on having our own TSA lane. Now, that doesn't mean that we cannot abide by all of the rules that TSA has. We still need to abide by those rules. However, giving us our own lane will just kind of get through things a little bit faster. So we can plan on doing that. 18 and above must have a government ID. If you do not have a government ID, you can go to the DMV. You can go online, fill out the forms before you go for a non-driver's license. But you must have some sort of government ID to fly. This is typical for wherever you're going, whenever you're flying, you have to have this. If you're under the age of 18 and you have a school ID, birth certificate, that's fine. I think a school ID would be just fine because it usually will have the date of graduation or otherwise. So I think that should be fine for anybody under the age of 18. If anybody is finding this to be a problem, I need to know immediately because the flights are booked, we're set to go. And if that is going to be an issue, we just want to make sure that we can get you properly identified with getting a non-driver's license. It usually costs, I think I got one for my daughter when she was little, it was like $8. So it's not the same cost as a driver's license, but it's just a good piece to have. All right, so that is about the packing list. I'm just going to look here because I do see some good questions here. All right, khaki. This is so funny. So I understand the question. Khaki in regards to the packing list means brown. So because I do understand that khaki pants could also be black or brown or black. Khaki shorts is referencing that light brown khaki color, kind of like, will fit right in at Animal Kingdom with all of the safari people, I'm sure. So I don't know. You don't have to wear those that night. I am trying not to get too detailed, but we do need to be matchy. So opening ceremonies and closing ceremonies, we'll wear the brown shorts, those khaki shorts. Anytime other during the week, I'm simply just going to say dark colored bottoms. I know some people like to wear a more athletic bottom. That's fine. Whatever you're comfortable in. It's Florida. It's going to be hot. Nobody needs to wear starched pants for the whole time. But all of these shorts are provided by you guys. The only exception to this is bocce and bowling with their uniform, with their competition uniforms. We are supplying those bottoms for that. And of course, all the other bottoms for all the uniforms that will be definitely provided. But when you're coming and you're packing for what you need to bring a couple different pairs. I said like 3 to 4 dark pairs. We will be able to do laundry during the week. So that's a bonus. Everybody will be getting a laundry loop. Laundry loop will have our name on it, and you basically just put your laundry through it. We'll put them all into the washing machines. Coaches and AS staff will be up till 2 o'clock in the morning doing laundry. So we'll have them all ready for you. Uniforms will be done on site as well from a laundry service, which is very nice. And everybody will be getting, everyone, with the exception to a couple of the sports, will be getting 2 sets of uniforms. So, and everything is provided. And then your coaches will be talking to you about the specifics that are not provided. Tennis, you guys need to bring your tennis rackets. Powerlifting, you guys will need to bring your own belts. Make sure that they're class ones. So coaches will be going through that type of piece with you. Any equipment will get packed separately in big equipment bags, so you guys aren't weighing down your suitcase. So these are all things that we're trying to think about beforehand to try to help you guys prepare and have a good sign too. All right. Let's see here. Luggage tags. So luggage tags are very particular because what will happen is you'll be given 3 luggage tags. You get 1 for your backpack, 1 for your duffel, and 1 for your suitcase. Once we say goodbye to our bags in Albany, we've checked them off. You will not see them again until they're in your hotel room. So this is why it's so important for those to be marked properly. If you put your bag down somewhere, somebody else picks it up, it will land in your room because it has an identification on it for your room. So, and this is all done through this company and through the local organizing committee to ensure that when we get to Disney, we just hit the ground running of being able to be organized. We're not worried about going to baggage, getting our bags. We're going to get on site. We're pretty much going to head straight to Healthy Athletes and start with our day. So it's super important that you guys know that if you want to bring a luggage tag, we can certainly take it off and just put it inside the suitcase. And then when you get home, you can just have it when you get back. It, might be a good idea, especially since we're putting them all in underneath the coach buses. But again, we'll have volunteers and staff on site to get those bags off the buses and then get everything, repacked, reweighed, and tagged up properly. That is why you may not bring an additional suitcase. You don't have a tag for it, and you won't be able to get it when you get to your room. Even if you want to pay for it yourself, there's no option for it. I bring like 20 pairs of shoes when I travel. I'm going to have to only bring 3. So, everyone's going to have to abide by the rules, including all of us. So, good questions. Tennis rackets. So the tennis rackets need to stay in a pressurized environment. So I'm working with the airlines on how they want us to do this because that would be considered a 3rd carry-on. So just you can bring them, I've told coaches, you can just put them in a racket bag and bring your tennis bag, and we'll work it out with the airlines of just how we're going to do that and whether or not they just basically allow us to have that 3rd carry-on. All right, so medications, yep, original pills, not any pill packs that, if they're the blister packs that's been prescribed, that's okay, but they have to be in doctor prescription form when they arrive to us. No, like Monday through Sundays or anything of those little pre-packed, we can't have any of those. All right, travel to the sport, need to wear beige bumps. Yeah, so every morning your coaches will just tell you what to wear. They'll say, okay, we're going to wear the red Team New York shirt with the dark bottom. And then you guys will just work in it together. If we're not together as Team New York, which we will not be together a lot, actually. The sports will be having their own schedules throughout the whole week, whether it's sports schedule, what day they're going to Disney for the Magic Kingdom. Everything is assigned to us. Everything's told to us of when we go and how we go. So the coaches will decide. Every sport will just match. So as long as our sports are all matchy, we're fine. And then when we're together as a group on those times, and I'll make sure to identify that every night. Parents, just so you guys understand, we'll be having a coaches meeting. Coaches talk about their schedules for the next day, what's happening, what type of support they need. And each night we assign staff off to support each sport as necessary for whatever their schedule has coming at them the next day. Bowling bags. Yep. So your bowling balls, we're going to be working with the airlines as well. So if you have a bowling bag, you may bring your bowling bag with your shoes in it. You do not want your bowling balls in your suitcase. It's definitely going to push you over the 40 pounds we're going to need. So definitely have a side bag for that. All right. All right. I'll talk to that, Paul, in just a moment. All right. Just your one bag, Amanda, will be checked. Your large suitcase that you'll bring on your own. Your duffel and your backpack will stay with you. So the duffel is just small, just a medium. It's just like a smaller bag. But your suitcase is what you'll pack the majority of your clothes in. And that's the one that needs to be 40 because that's the one that's going to be checked. And again, this is simply, we're just preparing you guys. So when you do come back with more stuff, sneakers, whatever else they're throwing at you, you're not worried about whether or not your suitcase is over the limit. And yes, we will be bringing down our little digital weighing things when we're down there. So if there are any issues, we can try to get ahead of it. But all right. Yes, and your meds stay with you the whole time. So it's whatever you would need within a 24-hour period. So your meds stay with you the whole time. And again, coaches and nurses are going to be on top of that when we get to Albany, making sure everyone is set. All right, golf clubs. So Bill, and you'll be hearing from Martha or Joel, who is our support staff soon. Golf clubs, you guys will be mailed a box. You put your golf clubs in the box, mail the box out. I don't know if it's UPS or FedEx. You might need to bring it somewhere. And then the next time you see them, they'll be, for his, not yours. Caddies and coaches are not bringing their clubs. Only the athletes and partners are bringing their clubs. Next time you see it, it's going to be on the back of the cart for competition day. And that goes for all the golfers. So if you haven't heard soon, we're in the process. I just did all the paperwork for the company. So that will be happening. Same thing with triathlon. Your bikes will get packed at a bike shop, shipped straight down there, put together, and then we'll be ready for you right at competition site. All right. Pre-order blister pack. I'm not sure about the pre-ordering of blister packs. Just work with your doctors. Keep on your regular piece. If you have a small Ziploc bag full of your original container prescriptions, or if you have a small box, we're fine either way. We can support you. This is why we have 3 nurses. And so stick with your regular meds, stick with your regular way that you would do it. Just make sure it's in the original container. Yep. All right. So I'm going to move to transportation real quick. You guys should have received the bus plan. I knocked myself out trying to come up with the best place. We were Googling your addresses. We were looking at where everyone lived. We were trying to come up with the best plan that would work for everyone. In the end, what we decided to do is do what was familiar to most of you, which is when you go to state games, these are the locations that you get picked up for state games or have been picked up for state games. We say thank you to the ones who have to drive a little bit further out. It was everything we can do. We have 19 coach buses going around the state, picking people up, then getting them to Albany. And then we have in the morning from the hotel, to the airport, and then again on the return from the airport to the hotel, and then on the 13th, again, getting everybody back out to those meeting places. So please take a look at the bus plan. Understand that these are estimates. So if you have a bus that has a pickup before yours, please understand that that could be a little bit off by a few minutes. Just simply be there a little bit early. Our motto is always be early. Here, it's going to be the motto when we get down to Florida. Early is on time and on time is late. So we, please be understanding if the bus is running a little behind. We'll make sure to try to communicate if possible. There will be chaperones and support staff on these buses. That was another reason we had to orchestrate this the way that we needed to do, because coaches and support staff needed to be on. I simply couldn't have a bus, coming through and coming in with no type of support. So we wanted to make sure that we could operate in a way that was going to be conducive to everyone's health, safety, and otherwise. So June 3rd is when everybody's getting to Albany. Look at your pickup times, look up your pickup areas, make sure you understand where they are. Your coaches should be connecting with you on this as well. And then on June 4th, obviously everybody's being transported over to the airport. June 12th is when we land. We have a few of the flights coming in earlier, and we have the majority of the folks coming in later. I tried desperately to arrange a bus beforehand, but we simply could not do it because we did not have enough chaperones and support staff on the bus for the people who were coming in earlier. And so the safest way to do this was just to have everybody stay. We're going to create a fun zone. We're going to have a movie room. We're going to have esport room. We're going to have hangout room. And then of course you guys will have your hotel rooms as soon as we can get you checked into them. We'll be doing a dinner that night. So we'll have snacks throughout the day. So it's not as if it's just going to just be a big boring time. So the thought is get off the plane, get you guys to the hotel, and then get you relaxing because you've had a long week. And we want to make sure that we can do that for you guys. All of Capital District athletes will drive to the hotel and get dropped off and will be picked up on the 12th. So all of Capital Region athletes will be picked up on the evening of the 12th. Only those regions outside of Capital Region are going to be staying over until the 13th. And then the buses will arrive at 8 a.m. We'll get everyone packed up and we'll send you guys back to that original pickup location, which would then be your drop-off location.
Where are the bus schedules?
I emailed those out late last week. I'm losing track of my days, so I can certainly send it out again. I know Alexis is going to do a follow-up email, so I'll make sure she attaches it to the follow-up email with this recording as well.
All right, because I have a location, but not a time.
Okay, yeah, I'll make sure that you've got the right copy.
Thank you.
Yep.
Now you just said that Albany gets picked. I don't drive down to Albany.
Yeah, well, you'll be with us. So Bill, you can drive yourself on the 3rd and Ben, and then park your car there. And then when you guys get back, you can simply drive home. Because you're going to be
So
at
I park my
Academy.
car.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I park my car at the hotel.
Yes,
In the
that's
parking
correct.
lot. Oh,
Yep.
well, that's fine.
Yep.
That's what I was wondering because it really didn't say that in the list.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Yes, you're a different circumstance because you are a caddy with an athlete. So we have all these different situations. We're trying to build the plans for multitude of different types of situations. All right. Okay. All right. So how are we looking on time? 6:45. All right. Our goal is to just try to keep this to an hour. We've gone over the packing list. All right. I have 6 different cheat sheets in front of me to make sure I cover everything for you guys. Oh, swimming. So Special Olympics New York and Special Olympics in general does not allow recreational swimming at events. However, the USA Games Delegation Planning Committee has decided to allow recreational swimming at these games. If you feel that this is not something that, for whatever reason, is something that you would like your athlete to participate in, please let us know immediately. We want to make sure that everyone's health and safety are covered. The extent in which they have gone through to provide lifeguards, it's not just the amount of lifeguards that they'll have, it's the training, the specialized training that all of these lifeguards will have gone through for people with seizure disorders or any type of intellectual disability or otherwise is so intense. I was so impressed when I went down there. The swimming schedule will be dependent on the coach. If there's an opportunity to go swimming or go watch soccer kick butt at a championship game, guess what? They're going to soccer. It's not everyone gets to swim. Athletes, you could end up bringing your swimsuit and not touch a pool, and that's okay, because that meant that you were doing other stuff within the whole event itself. So the swimming part is a secondary piece to it. However, I would be remiss if I didn't speak to it with you guys first, and then also just making sure that everybody was on the understanding of you could or could not put your big toe in that pool. Other delegations that are there from other states, they can do their thing, but we're going to do ours. We're going to support our own folks. We're going to do this. I've talked to many of the other HODs, and a lot of them are on the same kind of wavelength of supporting each other. Going to other things is what's important. If there's no events to go to, if there's nothing happening, you need to chill at the end of the day, your coaches are all for it, then by all means. But please, if anybody has any kind of insecurity on this, we'd like to know beforehand, just so we know what we're going on to. Let's see. All right, I did receive, I would say about 8 or 9 people who would let me know that they were going to be either picking up their athlete on the 12th. If you have not yet, let me know. If you're still considering even coming into Albany and picking them up on the 12th when they arrive, we just need to know beforehand so we know how to plan. I'm happy to get everybody a hotel room. However, I don't want to book hotel rooms for folks that know that they're going to be picked up on the 12th. Please let me know. I would say by the end of this week, because I do need to get the rooming list into the hotel by the end of this week. So by the end of this week, please let me know if that's going to be something that you guys need to tackle. Otherwise, we will expect you. The bus will be waiting. That goes for the 3rd. We expect everyone to take the bus coming in. There has been a couple special exceptions, but for the most part, everyone's taking the buses in. All right, Alexis, have I missed anything?
I don't
All right, I'm gonna
think
cover
so. So if we want, like, if anybody has any questions, you can ask it in the chat now, or
Yep, let me go through the chat. Let's see. All right, flight schedule. So we sent out a preliminary flight schedule. We're going to send out another more detailed flight schedule. I got it from the travel agency late last night. It is a bit of a garbled mess. If I send it out as is, it can look a little confusing. So I want to make sure I can redigest this, and then we'll get this out to you guys definitely a week or so before we head out. So I'll make sure that the bus schedule is attached to Alexis's awesome email that will go out. Let's see, spending money. So I've had a couple people ask me about spending money. Spending money is at your own discretion. So every meal, every morsel of food is covered. Even when we go do our day at Disney, we'll have a meal voucher for there during a time period that there's a meal. So every meal is covered. If you would like to bring money, the recommendation is Visa gift card, something along those lines. Coaches and staff are not responsible for carrying money. carrying wallets or otherwise. They'll have their backpacks, so they can certainly have that with them. If they choose to have a little fanny pack or otherwise, that's fine. Just know during opening ceremonies, nobody gets to bring anything in except for our nurses and a couple of staff that will have them. So no bags during opening ceremonies. I don't know the rules for closing. I don't believe there are any. But spending money is of your discretion. So, all right, let me go back up. Wow, what's coming in? All right, sunscreen. So we are going to get buckets and buckets of sunscreen when we get there. So it is one of the big giveaways. They have an entire fleet of people handling sun safety, keeping cool, hydration stations. All of these things are being very, very widely talked about and covered, because I understand that not everybody is going to be used to, we're kind of used to that East Coast humidity, but there are states that are absolutely not used to humidity at all. So it's a high piece on their list. Everybody will be getting sunscreen when they get there, so there's no need to send any. You don't need to be wearing it before we get there, so we should be all set. If you have an allergy or you feel like you need a specific type, then by all means, you're welcome to send your own tube. However, it'll be everywhere we look: hydration stations, cooling cloths, misters, all of that will be heavily focused on when we're down there. Early release forms, I'm still waiting to get those from the LOC. As soon as I get that, I'm going to send it off to you guys to be able to fill out, so you guys can fill those out and get them back to us. I think it's going to be like a week or so. Right now they're working on credentials and bag tags to get to us. All right. Yes, families may not go to closing ceremonies. That's for delegation members only. Vitamins need to go through their nurses. I think it's good that they know about it. And if the nurses can just self-administer and they work it out, might be the coach just saying, hey, 12 p.m. to take a multivitamin, so knowing about it would be good. Anything that you guys want to tell us, that medical form that we had sent out, this is to update us and make sure that we have the freshest information. We collected that information last year, so we want to make sure that we have a good understanding of everything right now and how to support it. All right. Let's see, driving to the hotel, I'll be there by 3. Yep. Oh, you'll see lots of signs. You'll see entrance for the hotel for USA games. They'll know right where we are. We're pretty much the only ones at the hotel, so that's good. We're kind of taking over. CPAP machine should be packed right in the suitcase. So our nurses are very familiar with this. So when we get on site, everything will be set up properly. Yeah, cell phones could be with them during competition. No, but in between competitions and whatnot, and just carry on as if you were going to any other event, or if you're at state games and you have your cell phone in your pocket where you're walking around at opening ceremonies, by all means, like that's that environment that we're setting up. All right. Closing ceremonies, is there a bus transportation if you bought a family ticket? So closing is closed to the families, so no bus tickets for family for closing. Long Island, so I resend out the bus information. And
Edna, Long Island will be picked up from the office in Melville.
all right. Yes, so athletes will be with their teams the entire time. So the only time they will not be with their teams and their coaches is, say, if powerlifting is a good one, gymnastics is a good one, it's a very specific one, right? You might not have any competitions going on, you don't have any weigh-ins, you don't have any warm-ups to do. So that night before, the coaches and I will meet and we'll discuss what's going to happen the next day. And so for powerlifting, for example, Coach Hughes might say, Stace, I'm only doing males tomorrow. And it was like, great. Then, Caitlin or one of our other staff might take Aziza and Angel and a couple, 2 other athletes that aren't, from maybe gymnastics that aren't competing, and they'll go to healthy athletes, or they'll go to fan zone, or they'll go to that. that's that, that, that downtime they call it. It's really not downtime. There's always something for them to go do and experience. They're also going to be going and cheering on their other teams. They're going to be watching powerlifting. They're going to be, they're going to be there embedded into it. There's no hanging out at the hotel. It's wake up in the morning and set our sights on either supporting one another or competing or going to do fun stuff with one another. So those are the options. We have a lot of great support staff. We were very lucky that we were able to bring so many on top of the coaches just to be able to handle those types of days where the coaches are going to be busy coaching. And we don't want athletes just sitting around just watching the same events all day. We want them out there getting experience and doing that. So we'll have a great time to actually get to know. Unfortunately, we couldn't get together all as Team New York. So what we're doing is we are just, as soon as we get to the hotel, we call it region mode, region talk. So we're going from region mode to sport mode. And as soon as you get into the hotel, we go into sport mode, and the coaches are then going to be starting to get everyone together and doing that. We've got a lot of, we've got a dinner that night. We've got a big celebration that night. We've got bags to weigh. So there's a lot of good stuff, but we've got a very, very early morning. The bus will arrive at 3 a.m. to get everybody onto the bus and to get to the airport by 4 a.m. It does not take an hour to get there, but it will take a good 15-20 minutes to get there, and it will take a little bit to get everyone packed. There will be meals at every turn. So we have, I'm a big snacker. I constantly snack, so I make sure everybody else around me snacks. So we'll have snack bags on buses. One of the big things that we're going to do is HODs. We get down there 2 days beforehand. We're going to go and get supplies, and we will have supplies to take on the buses with us. We'll have supplies on hand to make sure that everybody's comfortable. The bus to the airport at 3 a.m., we're going to have a sack breakfast. So we're going to have a fruit, hash brown, egg sandwich, and you're going to take it and you're going to eat it after you get through TSA. So we've got something in your belly before we take off. And then as we go through the flights, we'll figure all that stuff out.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, go for it, Amanda.
Amanda. So am I allowed to bring my pills on the plane to Albany?
Mm-hmm.
I put them in so what I'm trying to say is if I put them in like a bag, and can I bring them on the plane with me till we get to Orlando? Okay.
Yep. We want it just to make sure that they come in the original container. So they come in the pill container with your prescription information on it. That can be in a Ziploc bag. We'll have Ziploc bags on hand when everyone gets there, just in case you don't have one. And then you'll keep that on you. So you'll have that in your duffel bag or in your backpack. And that's just in case, for whatever reason, our bags don't all arrive at the same time or something happens. The airline industry is nuts right now. I'm sure everyone's been watching this. I would say, without a doubt, our flights have changed 6 to 7 times in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Only by a couple minutes here and there, but we did have a couple direct flights that got added layovers. So it's, without even telling us, I didn't get notified, the travel agency didn't get notified. So the travel agency has been gold to us, keeping their eye on stuff, making sure that we can accommodate everybody, and just doing the best we can. This environment is a little bananas with flying. I'm sure you guys have all witnessed it yourself through your own bookings. So
Okay, thank you.
I have a question.
yes.
I obviously don't live with my mom. I live in a group home. The medication, my medication is through staff and through other people and stuff.
Mhm.
I know I told the nurse and I told everybody it needs to be in blister packs. Can you please email my house saying that, Stacy? Because last time I went to state games, it wasn't in the original container. Not an original. It was in Monday through Friday.
Sure.
Yeah.
Anyone who finds themselves in the situation that Katie was just talking about, please feel free to send me an email. We're going to connect your house staff with our nurses beforehand. They can have this conversation and talk to you about that importance and make sure that you're prepared beforehand so we can help take care of that. But please send me an
Another-
email, letting me know. So Katie, send me an email, okay, hon?
The other thing, I have a question about Katie, is hearing aid batteries. Does that need to be, can she bring them and have them on her, or does that need to be with the medication?
No, I think that can just that can just be in her suitcase or
Okay.
wherever, Katie, you know where it's going to be, right?
Yeah.
So whatever you're used to having it with, you can keep it with.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. I just thought about that because it's awful when she
Oops.
can't hear.
Thank you, Mom. I didn't think about hearing aid battery.
We're getting down to the nitties and the gritties.
That's right. I have to think about the details now.
Believe our life is all detailed.
Yeah, I'm sure. And you're detailing everybody.
I'm trying to make sure you guys are all comfortable with this.
Yes.
Stacy, just to give you a break from talking for a second.
Thanks.
Somebody asked about families getting tickets to Disney World. I'm not exactly sure what you're referring to, but I'm assuming tickets to the park on your own. My recommendation as somebody who frequents the most magical place on earth very often, I would call up Disney Guest Relations and I would book reservations through them directly. You are going to have to make a reservation in order to go to the park, just as a heads up to anybody who is looking to go to the park when they're not watching their athlete compete.
I have a question. Do you have reservation for Disney World?
Yes. Yep. Everybody is vaccinated. All the states, everybody. And I saw the.
Stacey, I have a question. Do I get reservation ticket for me?
You're
for the
covered.
Disney World?
All your
Yeah,
tickets are covered.
Conrad, you'll be going twice. So you'll be going to Magic Kingdom with your team, with your sport, and then you're going to be going to the family night at Animal Kingdom.
Oh yeah. I have a question. If we go to the airport, should they bring your passport or no?
Whatever you use as a federal ID. So if you have a non-driver's license, a driver's license, a passport.
I have a non-driver's license.
Okay, that would work. Yep, you can bring that.
If we go Orlando, we don't have to do COVID tests?
No. Nope.
No,
So
no.
at this point, so that's a good question, Conan. Let me kind of address all of this. We're waiting for the official protocols to come out of what we need to follow. We will be following Special Olympics International protocol. So there is a chance that we will be masking. We are going to be purchasing masks for everybody as well. This is one of the big questions that keeps getting asked. So we'll see, is the short answer to that. And then all the other protocols that come up, we'll let you know. But at this point, everybody is vaccinated that's going to the games. We've shown the proof, and and thank you to all of you that helped get us to 100%. So,
I have a quick question.
yes, Amanda.
Sorry. Do you need a vaccine card? The COVID card?
I already have a copy of that. You're all set. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you, though.
My dad wouldn't wanted to know. Sorry.
Oh, good question. Good question. Yeah, we are 100% with our registration. Yay!
Stacey,
I guess.
I have a question. Should they bring a COVID card?
No, you do not need to bring your COVID cards. You don't need to bring them with you.
Oh, Stacey, thank you so much.
You're welcome. We have copies already for everybody. Yep, we have everyone's
If you go
copies.
international, you can do the COVID test for international airport. Stacey,
I've got a question.
Yep. Go ahead, Bill.
I missed the part where you were talking something about them tickets, where I got an email and I tried to click on them to download them for the phone for the family passes, so they can go to my wife and my son and my daughter can go to opening ceremonies. It never, but I bought the $95 tickets. Do the $95 tickets get them into the opening ceremonies, or do they still need that
Yes.
thing on their phone?
They
Leave
will
it on
stick
your
that
phone.
thing on that phone. Yeah, and Alexis is the queen of this.
Yeah, so for opening ceremonies, you are required to have a ticket for that. That ticket is only going to be electronic. You will be able to access it through Ticketmaster.
We
as
tried and it didn't let us.
Yeah, well,
you have a Ticketmaster account.
Yep, and so does my son. And we went onto it, and there was nothing there. Because I got an
You-
email, and
You click the link through the email that you got and it didn't work.
I don't remember now. That was a while ago. But whatever I did, it didn't work. I couldn't get it to open.
Okay, so if you don't mind, can you just send me an email explaining all of this so I can reach out to USA Games and see if there's a problem with your ticket
know how
link?
to do this. Raise
I
your
know
hand.
that I had a problem a couple of weeks ago and then I emailed them. And then actually this from Friday, I received another link, which worked.
Okay.
I helped my mom with it too.
Mm.
She did. She had to figure it out. I don't know what I'm going to do without her. Like, she's going to have to send me directions. But it did happen again. So look to see if you have another email.
You have to create a username and password through the Orlando Soccer Ticketmaster.
Right. How do we do this? Raise your hand.
I
Wow.
didn't do any of that.
True. Alexis, I will be emailing you also because I can't get on either.
Neither
Okay.
can I.
And I'm tech savvy and I can't get on either, so.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. So if you can't access your tickets and you've received the email for that, please just forward me that email along with an explanation of like that you can't get on and this is the issue and this is how many tickets I have.
All right, because I had trouble also. I couldn't get in.
Okay.
Do I have to be on my picture? Hello?
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, uniform question. In case there's any adjustments to a uniform, my daughter Gina, she's really tiny. I know we gave sizes and specific measurements, but would there be any like say double-sided tape or anything or pinning, anything like maybe a pair of shorts is too big? I don't know.
Yes, we basically have a toolkit for that.
Okay, great,
So
great.
we'll
Okay,
have a bit of a swap. It's not an official
Okay.
swap, but it's, hey, my shorts are too big. Hey, my shorts are too small. Hey,
Right, okay, good. And
Um,
you said like they don't need any dresses or anything. Won't there be like a dance? How about one sundress or something? No, don't worry
Nope.
about it. Okay,
don't worry about it.
alright.
The only thing they need to bring is on that packing list, and
What's
that's
on, okay, perfect,
specific, but
okay.
they'll be
And
wearing,
one more, go
yeah,
ahead.
all of that. Yep.
And what about like if they need a Tylenol or something? I mean, that's
You
not
can
something,
send that. Yep. You can
just
send
send
it.
send
Yep.
like a little pack, okay.
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Make sure to, and when they check in at the nurse's station, they can just say, I've got my own Tylenol. I'm all set. I'm okay.
Okay,
They've got it.
yeah,
I also travel with a small pharmacy when we go to these things.
okay.
But, you guys providing your own lets me know, like, I
That's okay to take, sure.
exactly that's
Sure,
what
okay.
she takes Advil. She doesn't take, or Tylenol. She doesn't take Advil. Those are things
Right.
that
Gotcha.
we need to know. So
Perfect. Okay, great, thank
yeah, the
you.
more you can tell us about your athletes and how to support them, the easier it is for us on site, and the better experience everyone's going to have. We don't motorcycles went by. That was
Well,
great.
you did a great job tonight, thank you.
All
both.
day. Yeah, we don't work this hard not to have a good time while we're there. So,
That's right.
We're definitely gonna.
Thank you,
yeah.
ladies, thank you, okay.
Um, So Ellen had a question that's been pending for a while, so I just wanted to ask it because I don't exactly know the answer to it. She said, for sports that compete every day, how do they handle the team's day in the park? Our bus leaves our venue at 3:00 Monday through Friday.
So they're going to assign you, Ellen. So they'll say swimming is going to be going to Magic Kingdom at this time, and then they'll tell you all the details. So they're arranging the Magic Kingdom day around the sports schedules. And that's why before we were saying, like, we can tell you what day they're going to go, but if there's any kind of makeup game or weather thing, they could get pushed in order to do the competition. So we'll learn that on site. They'll come up with that schedule for us. We just simply need to follow it.
That
So.
schedule could be perhaps that you go to the park from 5 to 8 or something like that.
Exactly.
Is it-
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
got it.
yeah, because they have the best overview of all of the sports schedules. And so that's why they're saying they're going to assign each sport their time to go, because it's based off their competition schedule. And also they want the athletes to be able to relax and have a good time. So, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
I have one more question.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Carolyn. My daughter Kristen is bringing her bowling ball. She'll have it in a bag. Is it going to be checked as like luggage, or is it going to be carried on? And if so, does it need another luggage tag?
No, it's most likely going to be checked, and so we'll work on getting another luggage tag. So we'll work with the airlines and the USA Games on that, because I have softball equipment bags. We've got a lot of equipment bags, so those are going to need to get checked and brought to each spot too. So awesome.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep.
Hi, Stacy. It's Coach Warren. How are you?
Hi.
Okay. My powerlifters have equipment also, not just belts.
Yep.
They
So
have
talk
wristbands, knee
about that.
bands.
Yep, we're going to have an equipment bag for powerlifting. So
Okay.
like
How many
belts.
singlets do they get?
You guys get one singlet, but we've got 2 t-shirts for you. We'll have 2 black t-shirts and then 1 singlet. So, and then remember, we do get to do laundry. So
Okay.
great. All right. Well, I think we should start to wrap this up. I really appreciate you guys chiming on. We have 55 people. We had more before. That shows the enthusiasm that you guys have and wanting to help and learn about this event. We are absolutely trying our darndest to make sure that we are sending you the most up-to-date information. However, at times we do hold back simply because we know the information is going to shift. We want to make sure that we're giving you guys the best piece that we can. Sports schedules, some of the sports schedules have been released and some have not. We have asked your coaches to connect with you guys regarding those schedules. So you guys will be able to get those. And I would say in the next few weeks, we'll really learn a little bit more about those sports schedules, about when and timing and things like that. So
I have a quick question.
yes,
Yeah,
Mike.
Sorry. It's are we allowed to bring vitamins too?
Yes. Yep. You can bring your vitamins. Just tell the nurses when you arrive.
Okay.
Yep.
Sorry.
So awesome. All right, guys. Well, I am going to wrap this up. I hope you guys have a great night. As more information is in,